Hello, I am Daniel Bolaire, and today we're going to learn all about Jupiter. I hope you enjoy my presentation. This is the symbol of the planet Jupiter. The average distance between the Sun and Jupiter is 778,412,010 kilometers, or 5.2 astronomical units. The period of revolution around the Sun is 11.86 years, while the period of rotation is 9.8 hours. The eccentricity of Jupiter is 0.04839266. The equatorial diameter is 142,984 kilometers, while the axial tilt is 3.13 degrees. The density of Jupiter is 1.33 grams per centimeter cubed. Surface temperature is negative 145 degrees Celsius, while the orbital velocity is 13 kilometers per second. Because you can see Jupiter with a human eye, no one knows for sure who first saw it, but Galileo Galilei was the first astronomer to see Jupiter through a telescope. Astronomers know of at least 63 moons that orbit Jupiter, but there are likely more. The four major ones are Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. When Galileo first saw Jupiter's moons, he realized that they were revolving around Jupiter, showing that everything did not have to revolve around the Earth. The planet Jupiter was named after the Roman god Jupiter. The Greek equivalent is Zeus. He was the king of gods, sky, and thunder. His symbols are the thunderbolt and eagle. He is the brother of Neptune and Pluto. Jupiter is made up of 90% hydrogen and 10% helium. Its mass is 75% hydrogen and 25% helium. Jupiter has traces of methane, water, ammonia, and rock. It also probably has a rocky material core. Jupiter is the fifth planet from the Sun. Its mass is 318 times more than Earth. The deeper you go into Jupiter, the denser it gets, being a gas planet. When we look at Jupiter, we see the tops of the clouds high in its atmosphere. Jupiter is more than twice as big as all the other planets combined. It also has the Great Red Spot, a storm seen for more than 300 years, and the diameter is more than 3 times bigger than Earth. Pioneer 10 was the first mission sent to study Jupiter. It was launched on March 2, 1972. Pioneer 10 took pictures of the planet and its moons, and took measurements of Jupiter's magnetosphere, radiation belts, magnetic field, atmosphere, and interior. Pioneer 10 made its closest encounter to Jupiter on December 3, 1973, passing within 81,000 miles of the surface. The acceleration of gravity on Jupiter is 26.7 meters over second squared. To find the weight of someone on Jupiter, you must multiply their weight on Earth by 2.34. When you do this equation to someone who is 165 kilograms, you will find out that their weight on Jupiter is 386.1 kilograms. Now let's try to figure out where Jupiter would be if the school was the Sun. We are going to use the ratio 1 millimeter to 472.4 kilometers. I've set up a ratio that scales down the distance so that Jupiter is in Woodbridge. I've set up an equation which is 27 millimeters divided by 12,756 kilometers equals x millimeters over 778,412,010 kilometers. Next, we will cross multiply this equation. We get 12,756x equals 21,017,124,270. Divide both sides by 12,756, and you get x equals 1,647,626.55 millimeters. Let's convert that to kilometers, and we get 1.64762655 kilometers. And that's how far Jupiter is away from the school. Thanks to Google Earth, I found out that the entrance to the JCC is about 1.64 kilometers away from the school, making that part of Jupiter's orbit. This is a picture of me in front of the entrance to the JCC. If the school were to be the Sun, then I would be in the orbit of Jupiter. Thank you for watching my video. I hope we learned a lot about Jupiter today.